Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to discuss the issue of equality for a little bit, talk about the issue of equality and why I feel very strongly that equality is a myth. Okay? People are not equal. All people are not equal. Some people are better than other people in certain ways. And then uh, everyone, essentially is gifted in a different way, some in the same way, some to a greater extent than others. And why this is very important is because we have reached the point in the modern world where it is increasingly becoming wrong, to say things that are fundamentally true when it is perceived that some people might be slighted by what is being said, or you are essentially acknowledging the unequalness, between people. And I'm saying that people are not equal. People are not equal. And I'm going to give you an example, okay? You get a person maybe, who wants to become a doctor, a young a student, at university deciding that, I want to study medicine. Okay. And this person is very dedicated and very hardworking and manages to make it into medical school, to get enrolled in medical school. And then you get another person, another student, okay, let's call it student B and student A, or let's give them names for ease, okay? Student A is Mike and student B is John, okay? So Mike is a real hard worker and he works really hard and he makes it into medical school, and then John comes along. John's dad says, you know what, my son, I really, really want you to become a doctor. That's all I'm prepared to pay for, okay? You will become a doctor. John doesn't really want to become a doctor, but John knows that, in today's world, he does need an education, and that's what is being offered, and that's kind of what is expected of him, and he kind of doesn't want to make his dad proud, so he thinks, okay, what the hell, I'm going to do it. He, barely studies for his entrance exam, but he makes it into medical school anyway, and he just kind of drags along. He lives the life of a party. He belongs to so many sororities. He's drinking, most of the time. He's sleeping around. He's just, cruising through the first and second year of medicine. Meanwhile, Mike, spends, all his free time studying really hard, being really dedicated and really, really devoted. But for some reason, John gets the higher grades every time. Okay? And Mike, despite his effort and despite his hard work, he's barely making it. He's just scraping through medical school. Eventually, they both graduate, John graduates top of his class. He decides to sober up, in his third and fourth and fifth and sixth year. And he graduates top of his class. Whereas Mike, barely makes it. Right? Works hard, studies hard, does everything, right? Are Mike and John equal? The answer is no, they're not, okay? John is gifted and Mike is not, okay? Does it only take hard work to make it in one particular field or another? The answer is no, it doesn't. It takes hard work, but it also takes luck and talent and genetics and so many things we can't really account for fully, scientifically anyway. And so what I'm basically saying is that John and Mike are not equal. And that's fine. Because when it comes down to it, and you want to get the best medical treatment when you are really ill, okay? You are going to want to be seen by the most brilliant doctors that there are available. And at that moment, you're not going to care about equality. You're not going to say, you know what, I'm dying, yeah, but let's give Mike a fair chance at uh, doing the surgery on me. No, forget that. You don't care about equality at that moment. You want the best. Okay? And so this equality thing is total rubbish. People are not equal. Okay? Some are better than others. Okay? You get somebody like, I can use myself as an example. I love running, and I used to be a long distance runner, and I trained really hard, but I was never in the front of the pack. Okay? I trained really hard, and so I made it somewhat in running, but I was never, the top runner. It doesn't matter how hard I train, I am not designed, okay, in a way so many other great runners are designed, okay, physiologically. Okay, there's nothing I can do about not being genetically predisposed to find running very easy. It just is not for me. I have somewhat flat feet, right? So what can I do about that? I mean, there are things that can be done, but what I'm saying is that's not my strong suit. I'm not physiologically and genetically designed in a way for that to be my strong suit, okay? And so what I suggest you do is, all of you, get over yourselves, get over all this equality nonsense, right? And invest in finding out what your strong suit is, okay? And go with that. Why not go with the thing that you are genetically predisposed to get a head start in, okay? Perhaps Mike would have been a great musician, okay, but he's never ever picked up an instrument, okay? Perhaps Mike would have been a great carpenter, a world-renowned carpenter, or painter, or whatever for that matter, but he's never ever, he said to himself, I want to be a doctor. And I'm saying to you, to the mics out there, right? Find the thing that you both can live with doing, meaning that you'd be able to find a passion within it, and that you are predisposed naturally to be good at. And don't try to force the issue when it's something that clearly you are battling with and that you are going to have an endless battle with, because it was never meant to be for you. And so basically, so what I'm saying is that, and when I say people are not equal, I mean they are not equal in the respects that they would have liked to be. Okay? And so while I may not be the best runner, okay, I could possibly be, if in the terms of athletics, I could probably be better designed for some other sport, right? I could be doing weightlifting. I'm a pretty good fighter. I'm good at martial arts, right? So, I mean, that I'm naturally good at. So why wouldn't I want to be doing that, I may not be that good at math, but then I could find myself actually much better in literature. Okay, so yes, I could do math to a certain level to develop my mental skills that is necessary, that you learn through math, but probably I don't want to become a mathematician, right? That is not my strong suit. And at some point, we have to learn to surrender in some ways to providence, okay? I firmly believe that God has a system of balancing out the much needed skills for the world to move forward and for civilization to perpetuate. And so we cannot have everyone be good at medicine. Okay? We cannot have everyone be good at engineering. We cannot have everyone becoming a psychologist or everyone becoming a school teacher. And so people will have natural propensities according to providence, you know, to excel in different ways, right? In different fields. And then when they pursue that which they have natural tendencies towards and they are aptitude tests and all kinds of things, counseling and things that can help you decide what that is, right? You have a better chance at climbing those hierarchies, at getting to the top, being the best you can be, being the best in the world, in fact, in that particular field, if you have your genetic head start. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Go with what works, not necessarily what you think you want. Thank you very much.